identifies the city departments that will be involved in implementing specific projects as well as the strategic challenges and goals the city is setting. In infrastructure, for example, the plan identifies a lack of smart city situational awareness as a challenge, noting that there remains a lack of monitoring, inventory, and situational awareness among our key utility systems, which can result in increased utility outages for the public and delays in restoration. The city will also need to deploy entirely new next-generation infrastructure to support emerging demands, including new fiber optic infrastructure, electric vehicle charging infrastructure and alternative energy solutions. To address these, the city calls for a series of goals to be met between now and 2028. For example, this year the city intends to develop an LA street lighting strategic plan, which includes strategies for shared Internet of Things sensor devices, remote monitoring and design for new citywide street lamp, while maintaining ownership and intellectual property. This year it will also work to incentivize fiber optic build-out and by 2023 adopt an IoT policy that details the shared usage of sensors to avoid redundant IoT sensor networks that congest the urban environment. By 2024 the city intends to install 10,000 public electric vehicle chargers, and by 2026 it will build a public-private partnership for an open-source IoT integration platform to leverage public and private smart infrastructure. Ross tells State Scoop that just because the milestones are in the plan does not mean they are final. There also isn't a price tag attached to the plan, though, as the publication reports, city officials have previously estimated that the 2028 Summer Games will cost Los Angeles about $7 billion to host the event. Related, how will 5G technology...
Now, you see what they said, right? Now, pay attention. It says the infrastructure, for an example, the plan identifies a lack of smart city situational awareness challenges, noting that the remains of lack of monitoring, meaning surveillance, okay, inventory and situational awareness among our key utility systems, surveillance, which can result in increased utility outages for the public and delayed restoration. It says here the city will also need to deploy entirely new next generation infrastructure to support emerging demands, including new fiber optic infrastructure, electric vehicle charging infrastructures, and alternate energy solutions. Those freaking electric vehicles, man. Okay, now the point I wanted to make, it says the LA Lightning Strategic Plan, which includes strategies for shared Internet of Things, sensors, devices, remote monitoring, and design for new citywide street lamp while maintaining ownership and intellectual property, meaning they're going to attach you up to the grid, meaning the lights going to have digital surveillance systems in it, the street lights, hell, the streets, the fucking lines on the streets itself, you know? As in LA is not already ahead of the curve when it comes to technology. They getting ready to fucking Judge Dredd this thing, man. And we've been telling you that this is going to come in tandem with that chip. And what proved that is what they call the Internet of Things. So how can you not see that this is what they're going? That's all it's about. That's all the 15-minute smart cities is all about, man. For those of you that may have some type of cognitive dissonance when it comes to these things. But it's pretty straightforward. All right. So this is the book of Job 21, and I'm going to start at verse 7. It says, wherefore do the wicked live and become old, yea, and are mighty in power? Yeah, this is the elites, man. Okay, these men are literally in their 80s and 90s, and they have a life free of worry outside of the Lord coming to get them. Okay, the biggest worry they got on their plate now is basically dying from sickness or old age. But yet they go down to the grave and they don't have no trouble, man. Okay, the elites ain't worried about how to pay rent or light bills or what type of poison they put in their foods, man. Okay, the elites ain't got to worry about their woman putting them on child support. That's for the peasants. But it says here, their seed is established in that sight with them and their offspring before their eyes, and their houses are safe from fear. Neither is the rod of the Most High upon them, right, man? Because they're able to get away with all these ill dealings. But see, this is what the Lord is going to do. This is Job 20, and I'm going to start at verses 5. It says that the triumph of the wicked is short, but the joy of the hypocrite before a moment. And the scriptures refer to you devils as a bunch of hypocrites, man. Okay, because you say and do, or you say but do not, if that make any sense. It says, though his excellency mount up to the heavens, and his head reaching into the clouds, yet he should perish forever like his own dung, and they which have seen him should say, where is he? Okay, so you're getting ready to be chased out of the world, bro. Okay, Yahweh Shimi Hawashai is pretty much through with you, man. All right, so go ahead and enjoy your last 15 seconds of fame and your last 5 minutes of rulership and have at it, man. Burn down as many of these fucking cities as you got to do it. Because you know at the end of the day, the Most High is getting ready to burn your whole habitation. All right, Job 5, and I'm gonna start at verses 12. It says here, he disappointed the devices of the crafty, so that their hands cannot perform their enterprise, and he taketh the wise in their own craftiness, and the counsel of the fool is carried headlong. Right, this whole new world order agenda. Okay, but the Most High is gonna shoot at your ass with an arrow, as it tells us in Psalm 64. Okay. So anyway, I'm going to end it, giving all praises and glory and honor that's due to Yahweh Bashim Yahushai. Lord's will, you will edify. To the next lesson. Shalom.
In America, they're just using hurricanes instead of bombs, or they're using fires instead of bombs. They use things that can be blamed on, quote, natural disasters, but it's the same exact effect. They bulldoze the place, and then they build back the city that they want, which is a police state if you're not Israeli. In America, they're just using hurricanes instead of bombs, or they're using fires instead of bombs. They use things that can be blamed on, quote, natural disasters, but it's the same exact effect. They burn out the town, or they flood out the town. They come in with bulldozers, and they're going to build a fence around whatever section that they want to claim as a 15-minute city, and then you won't be allowed in there. It'll be declared a disaster zone. You won't be able to get in. And I had to tweet this out today. Listen to this. Incoming intel. FEMA is waiving ungodly amounts of money at private security firms right now, begging for security contractors to station at Florida to prevent Floridians returning to their homes and businesses after the storm hits. Understand what I'm saying here? These security teams are being hired, to keep people out, to make sure you can't go back. The evacuation orders are to push people out of Florida and keep them out. Reportedly, Delta Force personnel advising FEMA at the top, devising denial of area enforcement plans, which will be enforced at gunpoint if required. I'm told FEMA is practically panicked to get enough armed personnel on site, anticipating a tremendous amount of resistance from displaced people who want to return home to salvage whatever they can. This is the next step up the escalation ladder as the federal government wages war against the American people, as we saw FEMA carrying out in North Carolina, actively hindering rescue efforts to maximize starvation and death. To the people, do not escalate. And I'm repeating that here. Do not escalate this. Do not.
As you can see, LA's vision for becoming a smart city is already becoming a reality. As a 3-time United States Digital City Award winner, the city of Los Angeles has been investing in the infrastructure, the apps, and the data tools to be a globally recognized smart city. But as technology evolves, so our smart city must evolve too. That's why we have developed our Los Angeles Smart City Strategy, known as Smart LA 2028, as a roadmap to the 2028 Summer Olympics. It includes 56 new goals that use technology to transform the way we live, work, and move around LA. Check it out here. Thank you.
Build a high-speed rail line between Los Angeles and San Francisco has cleared a major hurdle. The California High-Speed Rail Authority has received complete environmental approval. for the last remaining link awaiting approval in the rail, the route between Palmdale and Burbank. Officials say that will be the most challenging stretch of the railway because it will feature some of the longest tunnels ever constructed. The price tag for that alone will be $22.5 billion.
This brand new rental community in Tempe has all the amenities: fitness center, dog park, outdoor kitchens, but something's missing. So there are no cars in this community at all.
Isn't it great?
Cul-de-sac is the first community in the U.S. designed and built specifically for car-free living. Co-founder Ryan Johnson says the demand is strong.
Every generation, and including 92% of Gen Z, would like to pay more to live in a walkable neighborhood.
Retail, restaurants, and to start, nearly 200 apartments, all within steps of each other. No cars means no parking spaces, no garages.
Because we don't have residential parking, it opens us up to have 55% landscape space, and we get to add so much to the neighborhood.
Like social spaces around every corner. The complex is strategically located right next to the area's light rail system. All residents get a free pass. The first 200 also get a free electric e-bike.
City is an urban planning concept where everyday necessities are easily reachable within a 15-minute walk or a 15-minute bike ride. This concept can promote more green spaces, but it can also decrease carbon emissions.
From an environmental standpoint, one of the biggest pieces is that if we're driving less, we're putting less carbon dioxide into the atmosphere, we're slowing the pace at which we're changing the climate that we have to live with.
Dr. Wynne Everham, a professor at the Water School at FGCU, knows a thing or two about creating a usable space.
And I think most good 15-minute city approaches include a significant amount of green space within walking distance, because we're finding out that
这小区啊，像不像军事化管理？现在买个菜。原来是。
不用疑惑，我来给你们解答这个问题。我现在在外面，然后我进去就正常刷脸就可以。
验证通过。
就进来了吗？我真的进来了，然后没有人管我。现在看，再绕出去。以前哪敢呢？不行，迫不及待了，快跑！看，这是另一个闸机。
验证通过。
我又出去了，这回信了吧？真的能出来？
先过来上个公厕，再可以人脸识别扫码。
请正视屏幕，请您
直接出纸。现在出门上厕所都不用带纸了，真方便了。
请面向屏幕开始刷脸，请确认支付